Yeah, now she's still talking to him as if you were my wife. And this kid had such an affinity toward her, he did not want this spirit to leave. He was crying.
Yeah.
So I believe they were married at one time. So all of these things that we do here, I noticed during my NDE, match up with that. None of this stuff really matters.
Right.
It's all just what were your motives? Were you honest? And Christ forgives everything. He forgives everything as long as you
Yep.
ask him.
Yep.
And so don't be afraid to pass.
Right.
And I learned that. So the fact of the matter, where we're going is going to be a journey, and maybe we're talking to spirit on the ass end of this journey, like just when you die, and there's dynamics in the just death spirits, but those spirits that move on, maybe in go into another dimension when they come back. I don't know. No, I will never ask those questions because Spirit won't answer those really long questions. They will not.
No, they don't.
They don't. But what did we
Some things
know?
they just don't want us to know.
I think we found their conduit though, and those pictures are wormholes or portals or whatever you want to call them. They
Yeah.
exist. They're there. We got raw pictures of them. I have never seen one with my naked eyes. I've never felt one. You felt something cold. So obviously they were drawing energy from the air around you, perhaps.
I
Jennifer.
actually told them to. Yeah.
Okay.
I
Wow.
told them that they could use my energy.
Yeah.
Uh, I keep a close rein on that, though. I don't, you have to be careful. You don't want them to take too much. I don't want to sleep for 3 days.
Yeah. I think that a lot of times orbs use these portals to go to another location, not here, dimensionally
Hmm.
different. Yeah, because a lot of the vortexes that I showed on my pictures would, you know, take a nice orb size that big.
Yeah, they're all different sizes, actually. I've seen really tiny ones and great big ones and ones with color. Um,
Yeah,
some that look with like they have faces in them. Other ones that just look clear, or some that are solid white. I've even seen a black one, a black orb, go through a tube.
yeah,
So
and I posted and even sent one to you with that pulsating blue light that went down. No one was in the room. Um, it you saw it.
yeah,
It just had purpose and went down. Now I froze a picture on that and zoomed in. That damn thing has a face. Now, not all of them. You can whatever the word is. I lost it.
I don't know. Like I said before, with orbs you have to be careful because
Yes.
bugs, weeds floating through the air. We went to a house one time where there was some cottonwood trees around, and if we would have taken any picture outside, it would have looked like orbs everywhere. It depends on the location you're at. You have to take test pictures before and after to make sure that you're not getting dust, weeds, whatever. You can hit the back of a chair with your hand or move a recliner upwards, and you will have all kinds of orbs looking things everywhere that are actually dust.
Dust is
So,
the biggest. Yeah, and most of the stuff you throw out. Um, but an orb has purpose when it moves. I think GA does a very good job on TV of seeing those orbs move quickly and manifest and then go into someone and disappear. They're fast. They have distinct direction and they have purpose. And then someone says something, not knowing right there they felt something or something happened. Orbs are, I think, the soul, the actual soul of a whatever we call it, a living creature. It's certainly not a human being. We are a spirit in the human existence right now that lasts, in the greater scheme of things, probably 3 seconds.
Right.
Once we get there, we go, my God, was that short? So when I
Yeah.
go back, it's going to be short.
Yeah.
And it's just amazing that I don't know. I think there's a spiritual revolution going on. I think more people are talking about it. The problem is there's too many damn crazies in it still, especially in the paranormal groups that are ruining sites. I think they're imploding and going away. And there's a lot of people with nothing to do getting into paranormal and not knowing anything. And every house they go to, they scare the living crap out of the homeowner. Ah, it's got to be a demon. Yeah, it'll kill you. You'll be dead in a couple days. All right, where's my $50? You know, I'm dead serious. And some of the places we've gone to say they've had that happen, and where people don't follow up with, the evidence and so forth. And we always do. Going over evidence sucks. It's the hardest thing. It takes a long time. You got to do it with other people in the room so they know you're not cheating and going on fast forward or watching a TV show and just running it. These things happen. That's why they say, oh, we didn't catch anything. You got to look really close at video. It takes a week to look over, maybe 8 hours. So anyway, these vortexes, we both believe they exist, and they are portals interdimensionally. We don't know where the other side is, do we?
No.
Is it fair to say then the orbs or the spirit that we talk to or catch on our equipment and have a dialogue, let's say on an SB7, ask them, did they come from a portal within this house or vortex?
Well, you could ask them that, but are they going to understand what a porthole or vortex is?
I'll print it out and hold it up. They can see us. I've asked them, what do we look like to you? And they said, as you were. And I found out what that meant. They're looking at frames of us in a 3D construction. A 4D entity can move backwards and forwards on us and see each individual box of us living our life out. If they want to go through it, all we'll see is the cross-section of it.
Right.
Being that, knowing they can also go forward, they probably know when you'll die.
Probably, but they'd never tell you.
I won't ask it. Because
they would never tell you.
There will be one son of a bitch spirit that goes April 14th, 2000, and then I'm doomed. Then I go into a deep depression,
Spirit would not tell you your death date. The only time I've ever gotten a death date is 3 days before a person has passed.
Really?
And the reason that I think they gave me that date, it's been under certain circumstances where I had to get their family there for them to say goodbye. Other than that, I have not seen death dates. Now, I knew my husband was going to die, but I thought it was me at the time. And I knew that months, like 3 months before it happened. I kept saying, I'm going to die, but I wasn't afraid. I wasn't acting weird about it. I was just like, yeah, I'm going to die if I stay here, and I didn't know what that meant, but I refused to get into a white car. He died 3 months later in a white car, and so I believe that I was picking up on his death. He also sat in the parking lot of his brother's house for an hour and a half after the basketball game. And his brother kept saying, how come you're not leaving? You should go home. And he said, no, I'm just hanging out here listening to music. I'll leave in a couple minutes. His brother went out there 3 times, and he did not leave. So why is it that he left at that exact moment to go through that red flashing light to get T-boned by that car at that very split second? Now, the girl that actually did this goes through that light every day. Her friend lives on the other side of it. She's lived here her whole life. She knew where the light was. She knew it went to red flashing at a certain time. There's no logical reason for this other than he knew, and something was holding him back to stay there and listen to music for the extra hour and a half. If he would have left at any other time, this would not have happened.
Where do thoughts come from?
Where do what?
Thoughts.
I'm not sure if his guardian maybe kept him there.
Well, they don't come from us. I mean, if we controlled our thoughts, we would know what we'd be thinking right now.
Right.
You see? We have no control over our thoughts. I am a big believer that thoughts are an energy, a spiritual energy, that come to us. We pick up on it, and we vibrate it down to a level we can understand. They come, I think it comes from guardians and your spirit. You know.
Well, I've had it happen before where I went to leave the other day, and I forgot 3 common things that I never would have forgotten. Yeah. And I had to turn around and go back and get them 3 times.
Maybe you avoided something.
Yes, and I never do that. So I was grateful that I had to keep going back, even though I could have been upset about it.
I would have been pissed.
Because I believed that it was something holding me back. I actually came in the last time and said, that's it. I'm sitting here for a few minutes. I'm not going to go anywhere.
Yeah, the only time someone told me I was going to die in 3 days, and it was probably right, is when I was not up to date on my drug debt. No, I'm kidding. So anyway, no, and I guess there might be pockets of spirits at different levels. I'm coming to believe. As soon as I jump into this level, go through the vortex, I talk to so many spirit. You've heard it. You've heard my EVPs. The boy was there that night, simply saying, hey, see the chair. I don't know why he said see the chair. It must have been, maybe it was his chair when he went to school then. Right?
Right.
Then sometimes they can be malicious. Listen to this one.
I'm not afraid of you. Come on, show yourself.
Laughing at her. Laughing at little Sarah in our group. Yeah, you could hear him. Kind of an evil, whispery laugh. I don't know why they do that. And then some of them are like nice little boys.
I kind of felt like that was trying to say something.
It could have been. It could have been.
Because it almost sounded like your Christina or your... Does that make sense?
Yeah. There was a restaurant we did in Grand Rapids that was in the movie with all those roses. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Yesterdog, it was they were having problems in the basement. We put recorders down there. Listen to this. That was at 4 a.m. No one was down there. Something's playing with the recorder. They like equipment sometimes if you leave it there. They'll go up and muster up enough energy to touch it and do things to it. Do you know that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah. So, anywho, I'm a big believer in vortexes, and I do believe they are the mechanism that they go to and from, and they're so hard to see.